This is Jed MacKay, and you're listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, loony listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 291, and the High Priests of KHONSHU are back. Rebecca, hello.
Hi, you are starting to plan episode 300.
Yeah. We'll have to.
Like,
Another
zooming
game
in on it with all these comics.
Exactly. Far out. Another game show, Rebecca. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll get more questions wrong.
But welcome everybody. We are live streaming. I feel like we've sat down in a very comfy chair, Rebecca, back on StreamYard where I think we should be. So we're coming to you live on all our social media platforms, and as mentioned, the two high priests, Rebecca and myself, Rey, are taking you through what will be a Moonshine. So whenever a new comic book comes out, we don't worry too much about the phases of the moon, and we just have a new comic book review. And for this show, we'll be looking at Moon Knight Volume 9, Issue 11, The Killing Time, Part 2. And Rebecca, this feels good. We're getting comments coming in already.
Yeah.
Yes, Russell. Yes, let's do a game show. I'd love to do another game show. I love them. I don't know if you like them, Rebecca. But
I love being shown
No,
up.
you did very well.
I did all right, but that's because you helped with my giving me questions.
KHONSHU helped as well. He was very good. I remember
Yeah,
they
he
were
was
very good. Yes.
Yeah.
And hello, Dave. Hello, Dave's in the house listening as well. Now, listeners, of course, as mentioned, we're live stream. We'll go through the review. But before any of that, a huge thank you to all our patroni. So a big thank you to everyone who decided to throw some coin our way just to help out the show. It really means a lot. Look, I have been dabbling with different platforms. Some were successes, some are successes, some quite failures. So, but it's all part and parcel of it. But thank you so much. It actually allows us to do that and just try and make the show as best we can. A big thank you also to our principal sponsors, Drew Toombs, Daniel Doing, Frank the Think Tank, and of course Odin Sword, our top tier patroni. And rounding that off, CLZ Comics and Dreamland Comics from Schoenberg, Illinois. So yeah, Rebecca, we have a... I mean, is there any news that you want to maybe touch upon, or
I can't think of any more news.
No,
is there any more news?
No, we
I
did.
I didn't go back to look at the solicits, so
No.
Moon Knight's in the solicits. It's good. It's all good.
It's all good still.
Moon Knight still exists. Keep buying it.
Yes. Seriously, the goldfish problem, Rebecca. I remember we were talking a couple of days ago when we did the other episode, and it's like, okay, we'll just leave it for this show. I can't even remember.
And then life gets in the way. But solicits. Or check out the Facebook page if you haven't. So Internight Moon Knight fan group what's the podcast? Something like that. Have Into the Night. Just you'll find it.
Exactly. And
fan page, I think, is podcast. Yep. And I'm sure somebody has put the solicit tag. Or come join us in Discord, because the solicit tag always gets put in there.
Oh yeah,
with all the covers.
It's always fun. Lots of chatting to be had. It's great. Please join us wherever you can. And I'm sure some of the loonies will keep you up to speed. I mean, we do try to stay on top of things. But I think we've mentioned everything from the last episode, Rebecca. Nothing really much has changed.
There's just lots of comics coming up with Moon Knight in.
Exactly. Russell, here you go. Thank you.
He really wants in on that quiz.
Oh yes. Oh, we'll be marking. Dave drops in. Not news exactly, but maybe tell listeners about the Peter David, Volume 5 Omnibus. Dave and I are very excited about it. We're kind of giddy as schoolgirls. And it does include the recently released new Fantastic Four series. I think it's a 5-parter by Peter David, which I think the first issue dropped this Wednesday.
Is that the new Fantastic Four?
Sorry, yes,
yeah.
the new Fantastic Four with the Grey Hulk, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, no Moon Knight, and Spidey. But
It's
yes,
no Moon Knight, no interest.
I know, a lot of loonies. Sorry, loonies.
I say that on the Moon Knight podcast. On the Iron Fist podcast, I'd say something. I know, like it.
But yes, the omnibus next year, 2023, and I don't think we've mentioned it as well, Rebecca. But we have certainly been talking about it within the group. Another Moon Knight omnibus is coming in 2023. It is. It will include a fair slab of the Mark Spector Moon Knight, which a lot of people
I've been waiting for. Yeah,
I've been waiting for. So yeah, so I mean that means maybe the Epic Collection as well won't be too far off. We've got Butcher Blood coming out as well, which I think encapsulates Fist of KHONSHU plus a few other things where he appears. But yeah, the omnibus going well. Keep on going, Moon Knight. I mean, keep on, releasing
keep on
stuff.
keeping on. I mean, there's also a Unbeatable Squirrel Girl omnibus coming out next year, but
yeah,
the entire run. If we're gonna talk omnibuses we're excited about. Let's.
Is that one on your radar? The one that you're gonna?
So on my radar, but it's gonna be massive. I mean, there's 50 issues of it plus lots of other things. So
1,000 plus pages.
It's gonna be huge. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think omnibuses are that readable. They just look very nice on the shelf.
They are quite hard to read. I just get a pillow, just put it on a lap, and then read it. It's okay with that. Speaking of omnibuses as well, Maestro. Yes, Maestro is getting one next year as well.
And look.
Yes, oh my gosh!
Speaking,
we just spoke about you, KHONSHU. It's almost as if you've been summoned. Just passing through as a denizen of the night. Look forward to catching this one. Oh, awesome! Thank you, KHONSHU, and hopefully we can get you back on for. We were talking about the 300, maybe another game show. Got to come up with some questions. But no, thank you. Thank you, KHONSHU. Great to hear from you. Fantastic. Anyway, Rebecca, shall we get on to a bit of Moonshine? So you can dance again, Rebecca.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, StreamYard, for letting me dance along to the theme tune.
Yes. So here we are, loony listeners. Moonshine, Moon Knight, Volume 9, Issue 12. As I mentioned, it is the second part, The Killing Time Part 2, and it kind of really sums up the first year, Rebecca, of MacKay and Cappuccio.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, number one, that it's been going a year, and number two, that we know it's carrying on. Like, it's a pretty good place to be.
Yes, I love it. I'm running with it. When I was emailing Jed and asking if he can come on for another chat, he coined it as season 1 ending. So it's like, yeah, why not? Yeah, so season 1 of Jed's run is ending. It's the first year of it's gone. It should be really good. As mentioned in our last episode, we will have Jed in our next upcoming episode to chat with him. That should be a lot of fun to go through all 12. Quite a big arc. But plenty has happened. Now, this issue released June 22nd, 2022. Writer Jed MacKay, penciler and inking by Alessandro Cappuccio, colorist Rachelle Rosenberg, and letterer Cory Petit as well. Editor Tom Brevoort. Available in floppy format and digital format as well. I love it. I'm loving this interaction again. Riverside, up yours. Yes, KHONSHU, you will definitely have to as well. KHONSHU just saying he'll have to check back in to know what you said. I'm trying to cater for the podcast listeners, Rebecca, as well, who may not have the visuals, and also Russell. And Russell, so much better than the current Hulk run.
Ooh, controversial.
Controversial.
Well, I'm not reading it, so I have no.
Well, I kind of tend to agree with Russell. I mean,
to be fair, though, the Moon Knight run is so good that I would say it's probably better than many other runs.
Well, I mean, Russell covers it on Gamma Charge, his Hulk podcast, and yes, Russell's very kind to the Donny Cates Hulk run. I think you are, Russell, but I think it's not very good at all myself. But anyone different, of course, different tastes for everybody. Now, if you haven't heard Rebecca and I babble, listeners, what we eventually get to is a review or discussion of this issue. So what generally happens is I awkwardly ask Rebecca to read out the bare bones, which I wrote not too long ago, and Rebecca does absolute justice to what could potentially be a train wreck. Then Rebecca and I will go through some key moments of the issue, just things that really stood out for us, and we might expound on that later on, going into detail of writing, art, themes, characterizations, and potentially any references. And we'll cap it all off with KHONSHU. I'm hoping you're still here. We'll cap it off with your rating system. KHONSHU, one of the OG high priests as well, he's left us a legacy, a 10-point rating system, which Rebecca and I will. Oh, yes, Rebecca, yours is in there too. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Rebecca, hopefully I've vamped enough for you to maybe at least skim through the bare bones and see.
No, there's no preparation.
If you'd be so kind as to let the loonies know what this is all about.
The bare bones. As Moon Knight and Tigra race to get to the midnight mission, Zodiac and his team of thugs encounter Reese Soldier dressed as Mr. Knight. Initially surprised at seeing Mr. Knight there, Zodiac soon realizes the ruse and shoots Soldier dead, much to Reese's horror. Shoots him. We're not 100% sure dead, but shoots him dead. Racing through the portal conjured up by KHONSHU, Moon Knight and Tigra try to make sense of where they are as past fists of KHONSHU converge behind them, giving chase. It's not long before they arrive at the midnight mission, surprising Zodiac not only with their presence, but with a horde of undead Moon Knights in tow. A massive battle ensues with Moon Knight, Tigra, the undead fists, and Reese taking on Zodiac and his cadre of killers. Reese breaks and succumbs to her vampiric nature, intent on killing Zodiac to avenge Soldier's death. Moon Knight stops her, as he not only doesn't want Reese to cross that line, but because he wishes to end Zodiac himself. As Moon Knight holds Zodiac in a death grip, he is unexpectedly interrupted. His alter Stephen Grant appears and introduces himself to an astonished Reese. Pretty good one this time, Ray. Right?
Nice. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm on the wave of the last one, the Black, White, and Blood. So yeah, cool. Yeah. No, thank you, Rebecca. That was awesomely recapped. And loony listeners, so as you know, well, a bit too late now, there will be spoilers. And I love it how we evilly laugh after that. I should have said that at the beginning. Oops. But yeah, and that bare bones was a summary of what happened in case you just kind of want an overview and a gist. As always, Rebecca, overall impressions. Like, what did you make of this?
I loved it. I can't remember what we predicted was going to happen. I think maybe some of them we got right. Others we definitely didn't. I really loved the color again. The color is a couple of splash pages in there that are just incredible. And I had, like, my one perhaps niggle with it is that it ends quite abruptly.
Okay.
Like it ends. If this were to be the end of a 12-issue run, we're not 100% sure what's happened to Zodiac.
True, yeah. I mean, it hasn't really been closed out, has it?
And that's such a tiny because I loved the cliffhanger ending.
Yeah.
I love how it all worked out. It was just that kind of like, I'm glad we know there's an issue 13. If this had been the end of a run, I think I'd like to see what happened to Zodiac.
Well, that's a good point. I was thinking in this instance, Jed MacKay, and we can ask him next, whether he must have known that he would have gone beyond 12 at this point, because it would be such a weird ending, I think.
I'm guessing he knew, because I'm trying to think when he told us, like at what point he told us. I think it was in enough time to know that what was going on.
Yeah, and Russell agrees absolutely as well. Abrupt. I really enjoyed it as well. I thought it was I mean, again, it's just MacKay is so consistent. I
Mm-hmm.
think with the writing and giving us nods to the source material and giving us something new and expanding what we
Yeah.
have in fun ways, not
And also mixing action with character development. He seems
yes,
particularly good at that. Like, we haven't,
yeah,
like, this could have all been that final fight with Zodiac,
hmm,
but instead we've got a little bit of character development in
yeah,
there. We've got the lore expansion,
yeah,
and it's all sort of balanced pretty well.
yeah. Exactly as you say, the character development, we get what we've kind of been, I guess a lot of readers have been wanting, like a bit more from Reese, so MacKay is obviously very conscious of that, and he adds it in a timely way. This is a
I mean,
big
how
thing,
great
and
is that to create a new character
I know.
and to have people loving her so quickly? Like, we were all on board pretty quickly, but
Yeah.
really,
But again, like I think everyone's kind of forgotten. I can't speak for everyone, but everyone's kind of forgotten about Marlene, Frenchie, Jenna.
I mean, we never forget about
No,
them.
but
I mean, we're the
it's not
Moon
like
Knight podcast, like,
yeah, but it's not like we're
um,
going, oh, where are they? Where
but
are
I
they?
think
I
we're like
mean,
so fully embedded in this new team
yeah,
that I was
yeah,
sitting there going,
absolutely.
"Where's Rutherford?" Try,
That's
try,
very yeah, good point. Oh, he was on the other side, isn't he?
yeah. He's looking
Mm.
after Sturman, Dr. Sturman.
Yes. Now, before I forget as well, before we get into more of a discussion, we've kind of really started already. I'm just going to add up on here. So as you can see, that is, oh, that's a bit weird. That is the front cover
Yeah, you've got some
to,
of the the
yeah,
few
that's a bit,
artifacts in there.
yeah. So that's a regular one. Steven Segovia has got that regular cover. And then we also then have oh, nope, sorry. That's Rey again. Sorry, I've added that in. Then we also have the cover B, which is Russell Datterman, and that has a Scarlet Witch. So for
Yeah,
people watching the live stream
that's the
podcast, is
Hellfire
where
Gala one.
showing it up. And I believe there's also a Virgin variant of that as well. So there's another one, a BB one with no text, of course. And then finally, we have this is my favorite one. This is
Oh, I
one.
love that one.
How cool is that? That is, again, I didn't do my total research. I'm sorry. The SKAN
That
variant.
one's really good.
That's really cool. Yeah, I'm. If it's not a ratio one, I'm definitely going to be getting that one.
I'm just looking it up.
Yeah, Tigra and Moon Knight.
Not
They
a
just
ratio. All right, add it to my
oh, awesome.
order. That
Yeah.
one is awesome.
We got a couple of again
Right,
anonymous.
so I've got it here. It's Dan
Mhm.
McInnery.
Oh,
Both
Dan.
comics.
Okay,
McInnery, yeah.
excellent. Hi, Dan, fellow Aussie. Hi, Ray, picking up the latest Moon Knight tomorrow at your LCS. Yes, please support all your LCSs, everybody, and of course, I totally agree. Tigra is awesome too. So yes, Rebecca, I'm just gonna put up onto the screen. I will put up the comic so we can discuss it any second now.
Second now.
Oh, sorry. Just
It's the excitement of being back on StreamYard.
it is. It is.
Uh-huh.
There it is. Let me. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, yep. That's it there. There we go.
Nice.
So yeah, Rebecca, I don't know. Do you want to lead off with one of the main points, one of the key aspects for this whole issue?
Well, it starts with Reese. So shall we
Mhm.
go through Reese's arc here?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So, I think as we thought she jumped in front of someone. I can't remember if we speculated on that. I know we speculated she might vamp him, but
Mhm.
she jumped in front of. So as soon as Zodiac realizes it's not Mark Spector,
Mhm.
he shoots Mr. Knight. We find out a couple of pages later that Reese jumped in the way because she's a hero.
She's a hero. And look, as I go through this, I mean, just quickly for the videos, yeah, you can see beautiful colors, Rebecca. Oh
such
but
beautiful
yes.
colors. So yeah, and
So
I
we get,
like how they're color coded as well. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, unfortunately the bullets are through and through. So it hits Soldier anyway. Her
8.357.
Her option is still heroic one.
Yes. So a Magnum, the old Dirty Harry gun, just goes straight through. But we you know, it's been a long time coming. We kind of get to see indirectly Reese's vampiric kind of powers in the fact that, you know, she doesn't die
She's
from
not
this.
bothered by it. But then we get some beautiful pictures of her sort of crying over the body.
Oh yes. Where is it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With bloody eyes.
And so
I think, like, even though I was jokingly saying we're not 100% sure he's dead, but he's dead effectively.
I was about to ask you, yeah. So if you really thought that he wasn't dead,
I think I just think that, like, you never know with comics, and I guess there's still an outside chance of vamping him, but I don't think it's something she'd do.
No.
So,
and I just like the impact. I like the impact that he's
and I
dead.
like the impact as well. And but yeah, then she loses it and decides she's gonna kill Zodiac. She really gets him.
Awesome.
Like, she absolutely gets him. But then he's delighted. We get that great picture of her on the left there.
The red eyes. And
so it's almost like all the things he wanted to do to Mark to sort of like trigger him and make him like he's kind of done to Reese.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And he's happy about that as well. Like
he's delighted. I mean, that's his modus operandi. But then Mark comes to stop her, which is almost like when Tigra stops him in the previous issue. But this is him stopping her and saying it's not you, and then Mark goes off to fight Zodiac. And we'll leave the last bit till the end, because that's not strictly a Reese's story. So that's Reese. Yeah, we only met 12 issues ago.
Yeah. Yep. And we've already, I mean, now just seeing her in action, there's so much.
I never want her to go ever.
And there's so much development for her in this issue. It's great. I hope she does stay. We know from solicits in the next coming arc, I think it's got to do with vampires. So hopefully, again, you know, we'll get more of Reese involved. Just off the back of Reese's arc here and towards the end with Moon Knight, I loved how just Moon Knight is so bloodthirsty. Like, there's one earlier shot. Let me just track back a bit, where he gets one of the acolytes of Zodiac, and she's wielding a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And he stops her, and then he just cuts her, you know, with her own chainsaw.
Yep. And then he's covered in blood.
Gruesome.
That's
absolutely
a proper,
gruesome.
that could be in black, white, and blood.
Yeah.
We need more chainsaws in black, white, and blood, please.
And there is red everywhere there. But at the end, where he goes, like, Reese is almost preempting him, going, "Oh, you don't want me to cross the line," that sort of thing. He goes, "No. It's because I want to kill him." So it's not what you kind of expect a hero again to say. You expect them to be kind of a little bit more.
But he also says
moral?
it would make you just as bad as me. So he's still judging
There's
himself.
a logic. Yes.
And then he's also still judging himself as that not being an ideal thing to do. He just wants to do it.
And he's willing to, I guess, take the hit, so to speak, for it. Like, he's willing to do what is terrible, but he's protecting someone. Which
isn't, I think that's something like he's sort of said previously, isn't it? That, like, you know, he'll be the one that goes, and it's a very much a sign of how he feels about himself still.
Yep.
You know. But it's again a heroic gesture in this point.
Yeah, heroic.
To stop.
To stop Zodiac
and from doing it.
True. I mean, because again, that also could tie into the fact that, you know, Mark's past with his other supporting cast, like Marlene and Frenchie and Jenna. He's hurt them, like we saw in Black, White, and Blood. There's that little thing. So he's really trying to protect his congregation, and in this instance, he does. He's willing just to do whatever it takes to protect her, and I think it's really good as well. Sorry, Rebecca, did you want to go to another another
I was just
character.
gonna go to your start one, the zombie
The
fists of
zombie.
KHONSHU.
Yeah, let's go back there. So we get it very early on. You were talking about the color coded.
Oh, yeah. So, like,
Hang
when
on.
we're with Zodiac, there's all the oranges and reds, and when we're with the
Ah,
sort of zombies and
mm-hmm.
supernatural, there's all the greens and blues.
Yes.
And then you get the pages that merge the two when there's the big fight.
Oh, let me just tracking here. Oh,
Keep
yeah,
going.
we get the
When you
blues
get the
and we
big
get the
splash page.
oh,
So there's
yeah.
there. So you've got the oranges and the blues and the greens and the purple. Everything's all in that page. So
I love
um
that splash page is awesome. I was trying to figure it out. I see it now. The guy, one of Zodiac guys, has a flamethrower and he's
yeah,
kind of immolating these two flying zombie.
yeah. It's
It's
amazing. The
awesome. It's
detail is
awesome stuff.
just incredible in that.
I forgot.
In both in all the big splash pages, actually the details just
Yes,
beautiful.
a Cappuccio. I mean, again, Rebecca, going back to issue 1,
I know,
I had my
right?
reservations, but now I'm fully on board. Cappuccio just is amazing. And before I forget as well, I should have mentioned it before we started the review. A bit of news, I'll put it in the show notes. Some of Cappuccio's art is going up for
Oh, I
sale.
think it all sold.
It all sold. Okay, that's it. Well, that's
The initial
yeah.
run all sold. The initial stuff
Wow,
he put up, all sold. Because I went
fantastic.
to look
Oh,
the
did you have
next
a look?
day. I
Oh,
just wanted to see what kind of price it was,
yeah.
and it all just said sold, so I couldn't see what price it
Oh
was.
my gosh, well
Um,
done. I'm very happy for
so
Cappuccio that
well
he's
done to whoever bought it.
well done too. And
Maybe he'll
if
do
you
some prints next that we can afford.
well, if any of the buyers happen to be, in the
Yeah,
group,
let us know.
let us know. Share the share a photo. It would be really great to see. But yeah, the zombies. I mean, Rebecca, going back a bit right to the beginning.
Yeah, I mean that's just an incredible
uh,
page.
That's an incredible. I'd love this whole idea. This is the new thing that I was alluding to that MacKay
Yeah,
brings to the table. It's this portal or this dimension that he and Tigra run
run
through,
through. Yeah,
but it let me see where they yeah, we've intruded from their eternal rest. So Mark kind of knows what it is. Like it's not
I
like
know,
he's
but like
going in
how many? There's
blind.
a lot of them.
I know. And just a great idea because we've got now the left and the right fists of KHONSHU. We know from
Mhm.
the Bemis run it's a legacy thing. So why not you have eternal rest? And so this is something, and I found it interesting that Tigra says, so is this where you're going to end up? And
Yeah,
she says
yeah.
that kind of unsure because it potentially is not a pleasant place to
No,
be, you know?
it doesn't look unpleasant if you're just dead and hanging out, but
True.
it
Uh,
doesn't look like joyful either, you know?
No, exactly. But we see later Hunter's Moon. He's kind of like I think he's almost content to know that look, I'll be with you soon. He says something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that to them. So it doesn't seem like a terrible place, but I guess for someone that's been thrust in it, like Tiger and Moon Knight, it
I
kind of
guess
looks
you
like, oh,
always might get disturbed by the current Moon Knight running through, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I hope they revisit this. Like, I hope
yeah,
writers pick up on this and kind of delve into it. But yeah, the zombie Moon Knights and surely they couldn't have just that role in that kind of
no, it would be
passageway.
great to see them again.
Yes. Oh no, I was alluding to the fact, sorry, Rebecca, that they become a major part of the main
Oh,
battle.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
tracking back to that splash page, Zodiac is so kind of he's so sure of himself.
yeah,
And like, yeah, I've planned everything, and I'm not even phased too much that Moon Knight actually made it over here
yeah.
eventually. Although that would have been really weird because how did he
You
get from
wouldn't have known
Jersey
how, but,
to
he doesn't
yeah,
know everything, so
yeah. But then it's like, no, it's not only me and Tigra, and oh, what a slag here from
yeah.
Zodiac. What does he call it? A fourth rate ex Avenger.
Fourth Rate Ex-Avenger, a
Oh
knocked
my!
out knockoff.
I was like, oh, you bastard,
Uh,
you bastard! Don't say that to Tigra. But yeah, we get the army chasing
the Fists of KHONSHU.
the Fist of Khonshu, and I guess they're mindless enough that they'll just attack anything. I mean, that's the premise, right?
I'm guessing, yeah, like
Mm,
that they've disturbed his rest, so they're gonna attack anything.
yeah, they're kind of like a swarm of bees or something. Because at the end of it, which is great. I mean, they do their thing. They cause enough, fracas to discombobulate. God, I'm using all these
I
these
know,
weird
look at
words.
you.
to discombobulate Zodiac and his mercenaries or teammates. Uh, but then after that, the fact Tiger's kind of like, oh, hang on, are they going to turn on us now? And I love this thing that Jed has worked through, and you have the devout Hunter's Moon going, hang on,
He wakes
let
up just in time,
yeah,
bless
he
him.
does timely manner. Hang on, let me handle it. He just looks so kick-ass in that gold
He
as well.
does.
I love it. So he does. Let's see what he talks to them in a high temple speech of
Yeah.
KHONSHU, which is awesome.
Mm.
uh, but I like the fact that he's like kneeling and he's got his head bowed, like
Yeah,
it's
he's
kind of
kind of
respectful
in prayer,
in
honoring
prayer.
them
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and telling them they can return now to
Yeah,
their
because
sorely earned rest.
yeah, true. I mean, because you would be a bit grumpy too, wouldn't you, if you've
Yeah,
woken up
probably. I mean, who's happy when they're woken up?
some upstarts running through your bedroom. But they're kneeling with Hunter's Moon as well,
Yeah.
which I think is really cool. And so they show they're not. I mean, they're not evil at all. These are past Moon Knights, so you know they've got to have. They've got to be heroic. You'd think. So yeah, so that I think
Covers the
covers
zombie
the
fists of zombie moon
yeah,
knights.
the zombie Moon Knights. And then as I try and get my prompt sheet back on my iPad,
I don't know what we have to
oh
say about the death of Soldier. I mean,
no,
sad.
it is
Did like
sad.
him.
Yeah, as you said, well, you joked about him. He may or may not be dead. I guess that was the only thing that you could probably maybe take from it, but also as well, I guess the impact. I think Jed's given us enough of Soldier to be invested in his character. Again, he's only been less than 12 issues because he wasn't in all of the
Yeah,
issues.
no, yeah, he's I mean, look, we haven't loved him all along.
No,
He's but he's grown on us, right?
yeah, and the fact that he did that thing of dressing up as Mr. Knight to
Yeah, I
try
mean, that
and
was smart and
yeah,
potentially saved Reese. Because I mean, like, look, she's a vampire, but if she had
yeah,
a whole group of well, they were all gonna go off and kill all her friends, weren't they? So
yes.
like the civilians. So the two between the two of them, they saved a lot of people.
And I think there's just something a little unsettling, like it really done well in the fact that we don't hear like Soldier's just killed. Like he doesn't get any
Mm.
last words. He doesn't even say anything in this. He pretty much gets shot straight away, and it's kind of like a really shocking thing.
Yeah.
There's no dramatic death. It's just done in the first couple of pages, and he's dead. So yeah, I think I'd like to see him back, but at the same token, I
I think
like
I'm good. I think I'm good now.
yeah,
I think the way it
yeah,
was done, it was fine. It worked. I said
mhm,
fine makes it sound like it was all right. No, it was
yeah,
good. It was good, and it is a redemptive thing for him. Like
yep,
after he's not only been used by Zodiac, but also ex Hydra and stuff like that.
mhm,
So
yeah, yeah,
it's
exactly.
sad that
I'm
we never got his name. But,
yeah, true. And his mum's back,
she
you
can have
know,
some muffins down at
so she have some
Gina's.
muffins,
She'll be
yeah.
all right. Be all right.
But yeah, I mean, as we are saying, I think I like the fact that he was used in that way, and
Yeah,
his death means something. It it
yeah.
it, it triggered Reese. We got to see a lot more from Reese as well. So yeah, Death of Soldier was cool. Um, yeah, just the battle I thought was great. I mean, good to see
Mm.
Tiger in action. Uh, did this kind of live up to your expectations, Rebecca? Because like this was all kind of heading towards a Moon Knight versus Zodiac showdown. Again, Jed
Yeah,
has
I
kind of
mean, it did. I
subverted it,
mean,
and
like,
yeah,
I'm happy with what we got of the fight because the way it plays out makes sense to me. I just think I
hmm
would have liked to know exactly what happens to. I mean, obviously Zodiac isn't dead,
yeah,
but like, does that mean issue 13? I mean, like, we're not going to carry on presumably. So, are we going to hear he's been put in Ravenscroft or wherever,
hmm
or
yeah,
um,
That's what I think. But
I
who
mean, look,
knows?
it keeps Zodiac going. I'm sure Ross will be very happy, but it keeps
Yeah.
Zodiac out there as and all other Zodiac lovers.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater. I just don't think he's as cool
Yeah.
as some people do. I think he's fine. I think he's good. He's a good counterpoint. He works well in this story.
He does. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
so like
Yeah.
I assume just carries on, gets himself a new suit and new
Mm-hmm.
target, or will he come back from Moon Knight? Who knows?
Yeah, interesting to see how other writers down the track will use
Hmm.
him if they do it all. I think Jed really has a handle on him. I think his character, Jed, has really kind of developed it on from that Dark Reign run
Oh,
because he's
for
got
sure.
a little bit more,
I
canvas
mean,
to
look,
work with. But no,
I really do like the development we've had for Zodiac.
yeah,
So I'm just interested to see what happens next.
yeah, and I like with regards to the final showdown of Moon Knight v Zodiac, I kind of like the way. Like, it was satisfying for me.
Yeah.
It's not like a one-on-one. Reese was involved, but it's true to the character of Zodiac, I think, in the way that he's not gonna ever wanna have a clean fight with Moon Knight. He's gonna be doing some deceitful things or trying to shirk
Well, he had a
away
whole
from a
gang
fight.
with him. I mean, like,
Mm,
it wasn't like it was going to be a clean one-on-one
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
You
He's that
know,
yeah,
in fact, his plan was to have Moon Knight off distracted while he slaughtered people
yes.
to push Moon Knight further over the edge. So,
Yeah,
I'm not sure like exactly what he planned to happen, except for this sort of
mm,
like at some point there was going to be a fight, but I guess he thought Moon Knight might be slightly more unhinged at the time
yeah.
they did.
And similar to what we saw in their previous encounter, he seemed like the sort of villain. He's very frustrating because he's such a dirty player. I
I
think,
love that. I mean,
yeah,
like
I do as well. I
they don't
absolutely do
often
as well.
they quite often only get the very straightforward fight me types, and
Mm,
he's playing a much different game.
he's definitely playing a different game, and he's just previously Moon Knight had been half blown up by the building, so he was a bit woozy, and that's when
Hmm.
Zodiac, laid him out. That's the only scenario I think that Zodiac will feel comfortable fighting someone like Moon Knight.
Yeah, he
Um,
definitely wants the advantage somehow, but
yes,
I'm not sure in this instance. Like he expected, well, he definitely didn't expect Moon Knight to get to him quickly enough.
yes,
So yeah, it's just interesting, isn't it? Like
yeah. I think that was the thing. I think that was that unexpectedness of him coming through, going through
mhm.
that portal. That kind of threw him off. He had everything. He even he sussed out Soldier straight away as well.
Yeah,
He
eventually.
eventually, but he did
I
he
mean, pretty
crossed the
quickly,
T's.
quicker than I would
Yeah.
have.
um, yeah, he crossed the T's. He did all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think that ultimately aided in his undoing. Um, and so, Rebecca, shall we talk about, I guess, the final reveal
Yeah,
at
let's
the
do
end?
it.
What did
Stephen.
you make of this? This was totally unexpected. Again, Jed does a really good job, but
I think it's
I
a really
was not
good way of
expecting.
segueing into this is going to be the next hook for the story.
Hmm.
Um, it had to be. I mean, it was a good altar to pick for preventing Mark from killing Zodiac as well. So Mark stops Reese, but then Stephen stops Mark.
Mm. The first
But
time
I
we've
mean,
seen.
other than excitement at seeing him, like
Yeah.
there's not really a lot to say because it's just that's all that happens. I mean, it's
I
cool.
mean, I guess
It's
that, yeah,
nice.
the
There
big.
was a little cheer. We've all been waiting for the
Yeah.
altars to show
Oh,
up in one form or another, and
yeah.
this is, I think, a very effective way of using it.
Hmm.
If you do want a reason for why he's not killed Zodiac, like so, if you want to
Yes.
keep Zodiac around when you've set all of this up, there's very little to stop Moon Knight as we usually know him from
Hmm.
killing. And Stephen coming in and saying, you shouldn't even murder someone in front of Reese. Like murder is
Yeah.
still in the heat of battle. But yeah, it
Yeah.
is you'll lose her forever. So it's just like Reese is too important to you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and I think Jed really held the cards close to his chest on this one as well. It
Yeah.
was noticeable. I mean, I think a few loonies called it out during our reviews, Rebecca, of the issues, saying that we don't see the altars. Like, we've only seen the photos of them at the
Yeah.
beginning. We
Yeah.
don't. So this was cool because I kind of like, you kind of get in the groove with Jed MacKay's writing, and then wham, he just like adds
There's
that
always
altar at the
something.
end. Yeah, so that was good. And as you say, I think it was a good choice. I mean, it's a logical choice to have Stephen. I don't think Jake would have.
Well, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Because like really,
Yeah,
really old school Jake might have.
true, absolutely true.
But Jake, because he's become more recently, wouldn't. But
Yeah,
I think I mean, Stephen's still a great choice,
yeah.
regardless. Like,
It-
that's all par for the course. But like, Stephen was always less violent. So
yes, yeah. So it'd be very interesting to see how that kind of does segue into the next issues. And we know there are, I mean, let's see if I can, we do get issue 13 here. So the last page, you see a preview, Moon Knight and 3 vampires in kind of old clothing, Rebecca. They look like,
a little bit old clothing. I mean, maybe old clothing. I think that's a bit of a
European,
reach.
Eastern European. I don't know.
Is it? Like,
I
what's
don't know.
East?
I don't know. The lapels, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe they just look like
Maybe.
the one in the bottom left looks like Steve Rogers in 1872. So
Oh yeah, there you go.
that's the same.
See, so you
Yeah,
think
I
the
know, but
clothes
that
look
doesn't
old?
mean that
Yeah,
people don't dress like that now. But
no,
they're
that's true.
vampires, so probably old school.
Yeah, vampires. They're always so stylish, aren't they? Always so stylish. But yes, so I mean that really summed it. It was such a fast-paced issue, Rebecca. I
Quite a
think.
lot happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, there's really, I mean, as we mentioned, there was development from
Yeah.
Reese. We got the new bits with the zombies. But yeah, it was fantastic. I'm just gonna have a look through here. Just some notes, characterizations. Talked about Reese, of course, the trauma of Soldier's death. Hunter's Moon shows his devout nature. And we talked about Moon Knight's just, I love to kill kind of chainsaw thing. New concept. Yeah, I think that's about it. Any references, Rebecca? No?
I don't really
Nothing?
think. I mean, not
Yeah.
not that I grabbed, only to this run anyway.
Yeah, only within the run for sure.
Yeah.
Good to see Tigra again. She's a bit more action. I'd love to see, and she's still featured in the covers, so that's great. I've got to make sure that World of Tigra on Twitter, that they know about it, because got to spread the Tigra love as well. Having said that, Rebecca, let's go to our ratings. And what do you give this issue 12, the last one of the first year, season 1 of
I
Jed
think
MacKay?
ended strong, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, the big full moon. And I've got to jump on board as well and say, yep, I gave it a big shiny 9 too. It was just so much fun. I think it works well individually as well as part of the whole 12 issue arc. Look, if you just picked it up randomly, you may have a few questions, of course.
You'd still get a decent sense of what's going on.
You get a good sense, yeah. And then just that ending again, it was a really cool ending. There was a bit of closure.
Definite art to getting those hooks right.
Yeah. So, so 9 out of 10 for both of us loonies. Definitely go check it out as well. I forgot this one from Russell. The scan variant for every Marvel, but yeah, it is insanely good, Russell. Absolutely agree with you.
Hello, I'm Alan.
I'm Rebecca.
And if you're listening to this, then we recommend that you check out our podcast, the DCAU Podcast, where we watch the original DC animated movies, starting from Batman Mask of the Phantasm and continuing on to Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War, and beyond. And we will cover such heroes as Batman,
Superman,
the Batman,
Wonder Woman,
Victorian Steampunk Batman,
The Flash,
Batman Beyond,
Green Lantern,
Old Man Batman,
Martian Manhunter,
and plenty more versions of Batman.
Lots and lots and lots of Batman.
You can find the DCAU podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else that you can get podcasts by looking up the DCAU podcast and subscribe today.
See this episode's show notes for our unique promo code to get up to 2 months of free podcasting service with Libsyn when you sign up for a new account. Get your show on Apple and Spotify, get helpful stats and all the support you need to sound your very best.
So, why don't we go now, Rebecca, to some Nightlines? I was thinking of another name, Rebecca. Nightlines is sounding a little bit old and tired.
Oh, what are you thinking? Where are you thinking going?
Oh, I don't know. I was going to ask you if you had it. Like
I was going to do a pun then on in spectacles, but you have to know the play and in spectacles to find it funny. So
spectacles, yeah.
There's a play called An Inspector Calls.
Oh,
but you're right. It also sounds like spectacles. So
spectacles. Look, I can change the name of this segment right now, Rebecca.
I'm fine with Nightlines. I don't know. Everyone suggest some.
Yeah, please. Oh, actually, here's something. I'm going to do it now. Hopefully, I'll remember. Loonies out there. Let's make it a competition, Rebecca. I'm sure I've got some things I can give away.
Cats.
No.
Those children.
No, I've got some Moon Knight, Moon Knight stuff. Loonies, or even just the ITK stickers, can give them away.
That's true.
Loonies, if you can come up with a good name for our feedback section, please do. But we did have Mooney Missives last time, but we just ripped them off from the comic book. So Mooney Missives, Jake's Tab. Yeah.
I'm giving you bad ones so you can
Jake's
the level of competition won't be hard.
Well, while we have it here, Rebecca, why don't we just call it for the time being until we get something good? Loonies, send it in. If you can send it to us by email feedback@itkmoonlight.com, because we don't often get emails. I love getting emails. If you can send it into feedback@itkmoonlight.com, just send in your thoughts, and the best one, it will be I'll discuss it with Rebecca, and the best one, you'll get some ITK stickers. And what do I have?
Whatever, just whatever you find in between now and then. Don't commit yourself today. Don't commit yourself today.
Okay, I'll have a think about it. I'm coming in hot, so I'm getting excited about it. So yeah, I'll have a think about it. Stickers, it might be some Moon Knight comics or whatever, because I've got some duplicates. Why not?
Who knows?
So Jake's Tab, as Rebecca says, let's keep that up there. Jake's Tab. We've got some great feedback. Thank you so much for leaving feedback. And Rebecca, can we kick off with you? With Mario?
Yeah. I haven't read anything. So Mario, what a ride. So many memorable moments in this issue, starting with poor Soldier. Even with Reese going for the badass speed move, his fate was not unexpected. One hopes he found redemption wherever he went. And then we get Mark and Greer coming in with the zombie cavalry. It's oddly fitting that a nihilist like Zodiac was defeated by divine intervention. Very true.
That's true, yeah, good. Yeah.
Even Hunter serves a role, as he's hosting the memories of the Prior Fist comes in handy for once. I wonder how richly appointed that afterlife is, given the condition of the first hour.
I know. The conditions are very good.
Yeah. So Reese is tempted by the Drac side, but ultimately resists, and that leads to the wham line. Trademark TV tropes of the issue. My name is Stephen Grant. We all knew it happens.
Sorry, Rebecca, did you get in your head straight away gift shoppist? Or did you?
No, I didn't.
They didn't. Okay,
I did not.
I'll admit a little bit of me had
that would have been
Oscar
hilarious.
Isaacs. Yeah.
I did kind of chuckle at the use of fellows, like none of the other fellows. It seems more of a Britishism than an Americanism, but it's not. So, but it did give me that kind of So we all knew it would happen soon, but I don't think any of us predicted it would happen here. Bravo, Mr. MacKay. I have no complaints at all. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, Mario. Where are you, Mario? Are you watching? Because that's awesome. 10 out of 10. Mario's gone straight for the jugular there. Fantastic points as well. I loved your point about divine intervention. That is so cool.
Really cool.
And even more so about the richly appointed condition of the afterlife. What is going on when they're just, they might as well just be in coffins. Mario, yes. And again, profusely apologize, Mario, for our recent platform. Never again shall we mention the R words. Never again. But thank you, Mario. 10 out of 10. Awesome. Bloody awesome. We have another bit of feedback from my Facebook group as well. Slane Brown says, to paraphrase, is this what's going to happen to you, Mark? Tigra says. I don't know. I wasn't told about all this stuff. I love how Jed MacKay is slowly drip feeding us a new folklore in regards to the religion of KHONSHU. All previous writers just seem to settle on, there's this god that might exist. And I was always 100% for the may or may not slant on things. But with Jed slowly introducing nuggets of KHONSHUism, I'm starting to worry that, as KHONSHU says, there will be a price. And I'm loving it. Thank you so much, Slane. I love that you have used the word nuggets. That should be used more often. And your point as well holds. Absolutely. I'm totally with Slane as well, Rebecca. I love the whole, is KHONSHU real or not? But now I don't care.
We were all on board with that, right? But this is now he's real. Now we're really getting into it, and it's it seems to have opened up for these writers to expand it. And I think what Jed's done is really interesting. So.
He's done very well. And I'll just do this little quick one. Yeah. Derek has responded to Slane, and he says as well, I agree. He's doing a great job at slowly world building the KHONSHU stuff. I feel it will have a great payoff. So thank you so much, Derek Scott Plummer, for dropping that in.
And then I've got Tomes of Evil. So Russell, Comic Book Podcast.
Russell!
A phenomenal issue, went by way too quick. I just have to say, the art team continues to knock it out the stratosphere. Those splash pages, my God. I love how Jed writes Zodiac's dialogue. He's such a punk. Calling the man he just killed a dumbass almost doubled me over. And it hit me how horrific the scene was. Same with the car bomb line. So nonchalant. Reese, my God, Reese got to shine. I was cheering. Those panels where her eyes were blood red with tears streaming down her face. Chef's kiss. Mooney has one plan. Kill Zodiac. I know you don't feel pain, but I hope you feel fear. So good. And that ending, I was not expecting. I really hope we don't go into Disney Plus territory. I love the show, but it should be different than the comics. I have complete faith in Jed and Lena that they will knock it out of the park. I don't think we're going to go Disney Plus route. I think there's, the Disney Plus stuff was very separate from what Jed was doing. Yeah. And I doubt it will have affected anything.
Yeah, we'll get little. I mean, we've seen just coincidental stuff from say Black, White, and Blood, Scarabs, Summon the Suit, that sort of thing. And this Stephen Grant, you can arguably say, but that again is only because Stephen Grant had such a prominent role in the TV show.
But this isn't the TV show. No, it's the only thing I picked up on was that use of fellows, and I think that could just be a different way of phrasing things for a different altar.
Exactly.
So, sorry. Russell gave it 9.5 out of 10. I just went over to the next page. Sorry.
Russell, I just wonder where that 0.5 was lost. Please let me know. But no, thank you. No, 9.5, of course, is a very good score. Thank you so much, Russell. And of course, we have another one. Always look forward to Lena's comments here. So Lena writes in, well, we've had to wait a while for this final showdown, but it was totally worth the wait. I like the fact that Zodiac was only momentarily fooled by Soldier's trick. It makes sense that he's too clever to be fooled for long, and it also made it all the more satisfying to see his shock when something truly unexpected happened. Zombie Moon Knight army, so freaking awesome. I was sad to see Soldier go, but it made sense that it was him, since he was looking for a way to redeem himself. I was really happy to see the return of Stephen, though. I have no idea what's going to happen in issue 13, but I can't wait to talk about issue 14. Oh, a scoop, Rebecca, a scoop. I don't think I've ever looked forward to a single issue of a comic so much in my life. Lena, I'm just feeding off your enthusiasm, Lena. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Can't wait.
It is so freaking. Same with Russell's comments as well. It's just like yes. I totally agree with everyone. It's so cool, and it just gets me so excited and pumped up for this series. I mean, Jed, it's don't know what, just going to be fawning over Jed, Rebecca, when we have him on next. I'm just going to be like
I don't know about that. I mean, I like to
blubbering.
keep the little bit of stoicism.
Yes, you will. I'm sure you will be. You'll be. You'll.
I'll leave that to you and Russell.
Maintain the cool, and Russell and I will be blah 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 blah.
I mean, that's all right.
yeah, Rebecca. Yeah, it's all right.
All right, not bad.
That's fine. It's not bad.
Yeah. So we have one more bit of feedback, but it's for our last issue. So the Black, White, and Blood issue 2, from Heroic Gangster on YouTube. I'd say Blood Red Glider would have been the perfect first story. It felt like a random comic story that you'd find randomly in a local store, and to me it felt rushed. It has very good artwork though, and makes me think I'm watching a random war comic that is not associated with Marvel DC until Moon Knight appears. The Empty Tomb would have been a good segue story to build off Mark's perspective of things and sort of explore more of what he actually thinks underneath. While A Hard Day's Night would have been the most rewarding story to end off on, it had much polish and enjoyment to make someone feel good from their purchase of the Black, White, and Blood issue 2. Plus, it would make the MCU Moon Knight fans be thrilled of seeing their Moon Boys.
Yes. Thank you so much, Heroic Gangster. Sorry, Rebecca, I did have a little chuckle there. I thought you were about to say F off. But
I almost did. I almost did.
It was a most rewarding story to F off on.
Yeah.
Oh no, thank you so much, Heroic Gangster. I think it was the first time bit of feedback from Heroic Gangsters. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this episode too. So yeah, Rebecca, that ends our Jake's tab. Our fantastic temporary, like
very temporary.
Yeah, like Layla's Scarlet Scarab, but temporary power that we have until you loonies can come up with something better for our feedback section. That I guess about wraps it, Rebecca. Thank you. This just like issue 12. This has gone by so quickly.
I know it has really quickly.
It's like we're almost clocking the hour mark. Looney listeners, thank you so much for listening. A spectacle wise, spectacle wise. Just a little shout out. It did come out a little while ago, but I did pop up on Fantasy Comic League podcast, the episode 32. I think it's called Array of Moon Knight. Thank you, Brian. And I get to talk Moon Knight and the Fantasy Comic League about Moon Knight's powers. If you've ever played fantasy comics, you would know the game. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I had a lot of fun chatting with Brian, as well kind of recapping our thoughts on the Moon Knight TV show as well. Rebecca, this was the thing that we were waiting for this episode. Anything that you'd like to plug?
No, not yet. Next time. But I'm about to do it. We're going to record an Immortal Iron Fist Sons of the Dragon this weekend on the issue 4 of the new Iron Fist run. So if you're reading that and you're interested in our thoughts, then listen in. And I think the latest DCAU one is Batman versus Harley Quinn. Not good.
Okay.
So
cool.
No, Mario, you got to email Ray because that's too good.
Yeah,
that's too
exactly.
Good.
That could have been worthy of a prize there, Mario.
That
but,
might, yeah. I like it.
I like it as well. KHONSHU's commentary for those the podcast listeners not privy to the video. KHONSHU's
Mario's
commentary.
claimed that one, so no one else can claim that.
No one else did that one. No, thank you, Mario. Very cool. Rebecca, I know there was some little chats within the collective. I'm not sure if I would open up to it, if you know of it, but you and Alan for DCAU are looking at can I say Scooby-Doo? Did you know about?
Yes.
Yep.
I can't remember what it is. Something Batman and Scooby-Doo.
Yes, so that will be
That's
fun.
our next one. That's in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
So any Scooby-Doo fans or Scooby Gang fans, go definitely keep an eye out on DCAU. Again, they're part of the collective. Links in the show notes as well. As mentioned, episode 292 will be a creator chat. And that will be, of course, the man himself, Jed MacKay. We'll be looking at, as mentioned, issues 1 to 12, an overview of his first year, along with Alessandro Cappuccio's artwork and Rachelle Rosenberg's fantastic colors. All that sort of stuff. So please get your questions in as well. You can throw them anywhere, like email, on the Facebook page, on Twitter. Just let me know if you have any questions for Jed about Moon Knight. Would be good. And Rebecca and I will chat with the awesome writer, along with our friend Russell from Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, as they say, the Hulk podcast as well. They're doing a fantastic job over there. Go check him out. Justin the Owl, you know him, and Russell, you've heard him. They're over there as well. So go check it out for sure. Again, a big thank you to our patroonies. Thank you so much to Odin, Daniel, Drew, Frank, Justin, Derek, Wayne, Jordan, Josh, James, Anthony, Russell, Michael, Mario, Gavin, and Matthew. Thank you so much for all your support. And Loonies, you too can become a Patreon member. We give an exclusive bonus episode every month. So that's exclusive to Patreon members. Check out what the tiers are and what the incentives are on patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight.
Yeah,
also,
thank you to all of you, really.
Oh, absolutely. It's so much fun. The community is fantastic. Absolutely love it. It is interesting, Rebecca. As expected, with the TV show that came in, we bloated, which was fantastic. And it's kind of reduced now. Contracted again, but there's still so many fantastic loonies out there, so many fellow Moon Knight fans. It's so much fun to chat with everyone. It's really good. So thank you so much, everyone. Also, as well, CLZ Comics, check out collectors.com. You can order your database. Big thanks to Frank, the Think Tank. His Instagram, Moon Knight Visions with a Z. Also, Daniel Doing, support his Fringe Knight creator-owned comic on patreon.com/Fringe Knight 27. And Drew Toombs, a fantastic musician. He gets out there, he gigs. He's just an all-round really nice guy. Check out his music as well on soundcloud.com/Toombs with a Z, or on Bandcamp at lurkmusic.bandcamp.com. And finally, Dreamland Comics, the online store. Use the code MOON and you'll get 20% off as well. As mentioned, the collective, fantastic bunch of shows like Rebecca's Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist podcast, and DCAU, the DC Animated Universe podcast, and Fantasy Comic League podcast as well. They're all there.
Spider-Woman one.
And the Spider-Woman one. I love Spider-Woman, Rebecca. I can't emphasize that enough. We'll have another episode as well coming out shortly too. All there. Go check it out on the link. It will link you to the repository. It's great. And finally, email us at feedback@itkmoonnight.com. That again is feedback@itkmoonnight.com. Get your proposals for the letters page or the feedback section, and prizes. Rebecca and I will figure out who has the best one. Also, website itkmoonnight.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Get Vocal, and Podchaser. And incidentally, if you'd like to review us, please do. We'd love to improve the show as well, and we'd love to hear from you as well. So thank you so much, Rebecca. It has always been a pleasure.
Yeah, no, we'll speak to you again this weekend.
Yes, I wondered if you're going to be sick of me yet.
No,
but thank you.
You'll get me straight as I wake up though, so you'll get to see what I'm like if I'm a Khonshu zombie.
Excellent as well. Stay tuned, loonies. It's going to be a good one. But with that, may KHONSHU watch over the denizens of the night. Catch you later.
Bye.
Moon Knight and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Materials used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information, or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.